Like now, we flew back from India. We were in India, we were in India, then we were in Dubai. And then we flew back from Dubai. I don't know if you cheered for Dubai or India, but it's okay. We flew back from Dubai. And then today I find out, now, on the way here, that Will never flew back from Dubai. Apparently he got pulled off the flight. This is a true story. I'm finding all of this out like now, like an hour ago. Because we're coming to the show and I'm like, Will, where are you? And he's like, I'm on my way. And I guess Will doesn't want me to panic, which makes me panic. So he's like, I'm on my way. I'm like, but where are you? He's like, I'm on my way. I'll meet you at the venue. We're driving to the venue. And I see Will with his suitcase. So in my head, I'm just like, oh shit, that guy looks exactly like Will. It's him. It's Will. I still want to hear the whole story. I still can't believe it. He just got pulled. Yeah, he got pulled off the plane. I think they said. What did they say? Why did they pull you off? Keep telling yourself that, Will. One of my favorite stories that happened with Will, I'm used to Will getting kicked out of things or kicked off things or whatever. So we were doing comedy together in New York at the Comedy Center. So this is where I met New York, was in New York. I mean, where I met Will was in New York, right? And I'd just come to America. No one really knew me. Will was a wonderful friend, just like, showing me around. And we used to do shows together at the Comedy Center. And, generally in comedy, there'll be some sort of dress code. It's not strict, but there'll be some sort of dress code. The dress code will generally be wear, pants and a shirt. That's it. Now, Will went through a phase where he started getting really buff. He started working out hard, started getting really ripped. And one of the side effects of working out, I'm sure you know, is that you are unable to wear shirts with sleeves. This is the thing that commonly afflicts men who really work out. Like something happened, I don't know if their bicep has to breathe, all these shirts all of a sudden become like these short sleeve shirts. Will was one of those people, right? So everywhere he'd go, he'd wear like a shirt that didn't have sleeves on it, right? One in particular was the white one that commonly hangs, it's got like that little collar on your neck. Now, in South Africa, we refer to that garment as a vest. That is what we call it, a vest, right? I've come to learn in America, you refer to this as a wife beater. I learned this because of Will. Will goes to the comedy club ahead of me. Right? He gets there. The comedy club owner was really pissed off because she's like, you can't come on stage just like he's dressed like it's like a summer day and he's just doing whatever. Right? So they're like, Will, go home, change, and then come back. I get to the club. I'm like, hey, where's Will? They're like, we have to send him home. I'm like, damn, what happened? They're like, well, he came in here with a wife beater. I said, what? Why? He said, that's Will, man. You never know with him. See, he doesn't seem like that kind of guy, though. I know Will. They're like, oh, no, ever since he started working out, he loves wife beaters. I was like, I guess I can see the correlation if I stretch, but... Did you ask, how did you know it was a wife beater? He's like, everyone knew it was a wife beater. What do you mean, how do I know? You can just see. It's like, okay, I guess maybe in America there's like a visual cue that gives them away. It was like this whole, I was so depressed. And then Will came back later. And he acted like nothing happened. Walked in, he's like, hey, what's up, Trevor? I was like, Will, can we speak, man? He's like, hey, man, listen, I don't know you that well, but like I can't be rolling with somebody who like just, it's like proudly running around with like wife beaters. And then Will was like, man, but I only do that in the summertime. Then when we figured out what it was hilarious. I was like, this is... The funny thing is everyone made me seem like I was the idiot. People were like, oh, Trevor, come on, man, you don't get it. Come on, Trevor, wife beater, why would you think that? What, because it's the words. I'm sorry, why would I think that? Why would I beater first when I think of wife beater? Yeah, no, you're right. No, why would I? What a ludicrous statement. What a ludicrous thing to think of. Wife beater. There's so many questions. How prevalent was the beating of wives in this country? That an item of clothing was named thereafter. Adventures never end. Adventures never end. And now here we are. We made it. We're good. We're here. You know, here in Richmond, Virginia. Excited to be back. Genuinely excited to be back. So excited. I'm just enjoying. I don't think I've ever had as much fun as I'm having in the US. Like this is like I'm just having fun in America. It's like my favorite time in America. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. You know what it is? I think you appreciate the place differently when it might be ending. You know? It's like a certain je ne sais quoi. It's like, is this it? The final season? Let's see how this goes. Because nobody knows how it's going to turn out. Nobody knows. Right? It just feels precarious. Politics become more divided than ever. I don't even understand politics anymore, to be honest. You know, like I feel like politics in America has supplanted sports. No, if you think about like the way people treat politics now is the way people are supposed to treat sports. Right? You have your team, and that's that. Born into your team. This was my daddy's team. This was his daddy's team. We're going to support this team until we die. Doesn't matter what they do. It's never their fault. It's the ref's fault. That's what sports is supposed to be, not politics. And now it's just, you know, nobody knows. Nobody knows. For the first time in history, a Speaker of the House has been voted out. I don't know why you're cheering. Like, here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I understand politically. I understand some people might be like Democrat, Republican, etc., right? And then you have somebody who you don't like in a position, okay? But in many ways, it's like having a pilot that you don't like. I still want them to land the plane. You know? Now people are like mid-flight, they're like, the pilot has been kicked off the flight. And you're like, yeah! That's right, he sucked. Who's fine now? It doesn't matter. Realize the government could shut down in 45 days. This is the only country I've ever been in my life where you're going from 40, like, this is the wildest thing ever. The government could, I don't even understand that as a concept. I struggle to explain this to people overseas. When I'm with my friends and family, they're like, what do you mean the government's shutting down? I'm like, well, they have it's like a pay-as-you-go contract, I guess. And then, I don't know, they just struggle to pay? I don't know. Every week there's something new in the news. Every week. That's what I like about America. It's exciting. Yeah, other countries are like, oh, let's do one story every 6 months. We'll drag it out. We'll investigate it deeply. America's like, come on. What's the next plot? Where are we going? It's not a government shutdown. It's an attempted coup. If it's not an attempted coup, it's going to be something crazy. Like balloons. I still don't understand that story. That's one of the wildest stories that ever came out of America. China spying on America using hot air balloons. What's even crazier is that it worked. Yeah. The year of our Lord, 2023. China used balloons to spy on America. And that shit worked. America didn't know what to do. Pentagon gets billions and billions of dollars. Took them a week to figure out some shit that a 10-year-old would have taken 5 seconds. Bring a 10-year-old, what should we do? Like, pop it. Every phase of the day with the joint chips, voting the presidents. Finally they figured it out. They sent an F-16 fighter jet to shoot that balloon down. The worst remake of Top Gun ever. Like if you're the pilot, do you brag about that mission? Do you talk about it at all? Your whole life, your dream has been to be a fighter pilot. Your commander walks in one day, Kowalski, sir, yes sir. We've got a mission. Sir, yes sir. It's a balloon. Send that jet up there. Dogfight with missiles and everything. Blew the balloon up. Turned the sky bright red. People cheered. It's a girl! The Chinese were devastated. One-child policy is wild when you think about it. I was actually reading an interesting deep dive article into how China screwed because of the one-child policy. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows about this, but for those who don't, the long and short of it is, what happened is, many decades ago, China decided that one of the ways to help them move forward in the world was to limit how many children people could have, right? And so they said you're going to have one child. If you have more than one child, you're going to pay more taxes, you're going to pay for education, we're going to make life extremely difficult for you. And because most people couldn't afford that, they only had one child, right? And then because people could only have one child, in China, a lot of people were like, well, if we're going to have one kid, it should be a boy, because they have the best opportunities in life. And so everyone wanted a boy, or everyone had an abortion if they were going to have a girl, or they just didn't have children. And so what basically happened is China now found themselves in a situation where, for one generation, there's just an extreme swing in terms of men, right? So China's like a message, it's like just like a giant sausage fest. And then on top of that, now it's just come out that their population is cratering. Right? So they're saying in like 40, 50 years, China is going to experience something that's really rare in a country where the population is just going to drop off, because for that moment where people weren't having kids, there's just nothing. And you can't do anything. You can't, like China's trying now. They're paying people to have more sex. Like literally, this is a big thing in China now. Like the Chinese government is paying people, they're getting involved, they're talking to people, they're like, hey, we need you to, you know, which you've got to, I like reading about other people's countries, like other countries' problems, you know, just because, you like in America, you'd be like, oh, what are we doing, interest rates, the debt ceiling, and then China officials are just there like, we gotta get people, how do we get people going? Just love the idea that there's Chinese officials in people's houses. Some guy coming home from work, he's tired, he's there, he walks in the house. Oh, ni hao, honey, how are you? Oh, who are you? Oh, hello, Mr. Wang. I'm from the government. Have you looked at your wife lately? She looks so old. Maybe you should do something about it. It's insane. Everyone's having their problems. The United States has the best ones. I genuinely love that. Every time there's a problem, I was intrigued by it. Stories. Because you know what it feels like for me? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I don't really believe in outlandish things. But there is one recurring theory that keeps coming back that I struggle to debunk, and it's the idea that we live in a simulation. Have you heard of this? Some people believe that we are merely a computer program that is running that simulates what already happened to humans. And the reason people argue this is because of how everything is like mathematically sound. Everything just makes sense. It's the same loop, same everything. You know, why do atoms move in a circle? Why do electrons move in a circle? Why are planets a circle? It's almost like the person who created the thing didn't have many ideas. They were just like, all right, circle, circle, more circle, do circles. What does the Earth do? It spins around the sun. Okay, one of the other things it has spins around another thing. And then, okay, what are their heads? Heads around as well. Just make everything round, round. Everything round, everything round, everything round. And then like, and I don't believe it, right? Except for the fact, like all the like characters, it seems like it's a simulation, right? No, because the characters don't like think about it, like any story, you know? Colin Kaepernick, he's back in the news now, right? Because they were like, you know, what's his name? The other quarterback. No, the guy who doesn't believe in vaccines. Aaron Rodgers, thank you, Aaron Rodgers. It's amazing how that can happen to you, right? There's a whole bunch of people who don't believe in vaccines, but you're the guy. They're like, yeah, you're the one. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers, he got injured. And then the New York Jets were like, well, we don't have a quarterback. And then Colin Kaepernick was like, he's always ready. He's always, you know, every season, he's always like, and then, like, I'm impressed by his fortitude. And like general, like, I guess, maybe ignorance? Like, does he not remember what he did to the NFL? It's weird, because he's always like, guys, I can play. And the NFL's like, do you know what you did to us? You almost blew this shit up, Colin! He's like, yeah, but I want to play. So the New York Jets, he offered the New York Jets, he said he wants to come back and play. And they were asking New York fans, they're like, do you want Colin Kaepernick to come and play? And then, you know, people were like, oh, is he a good quarterback or not? Does he still have it or not? And then some people were like, but what will he do during the anthem? That was like a thing. People were like, we don't want him in this team because what's he going to do during the anthem? It's a big thing. What will he do during the anthem? And then it gets tense. I've never been in a country where the anthem is a topic at all. I'm just going to let you guys know that now. That's what I'm saying. It's not a thing at all. In most countries in the world, the anthem is not like, people don't even know if there's an anthem. If there's an anthem. In America, the anthem is like, it's always in the news. Always in the news. Who sings it? Who doesn't sing it? Why are we singing it? We're always singing it. This is the only country I've ever lived in where you sing the anthem when there are no other countries in attendance. You know that's not a thing anywhere else, right? Everywhere else in the world, you only sing the national anthem when there's another country in attendance. That's the only time you sing the anthem. Yeah, because the anthem is like, it's not even for you, it's just for your country. Countries are really insecure. You know, it's like a performative thing, you know? Yeah, like just like, so your country's there, and then, you know, and then other country shows up, and then like another country there, your country's like, who do you love? And you're like, I love you, country, come on, you know this. I love you more than any other country in the world, country, come on. That's why every national anthem is the same. Have you ever listened to national anthems? They're all the same. It doesn't matter where you're from, you put your hand on your heart, you sing the same song, and we'll stand there, and we'll like, I love my country, all other countries in the world, this one is the best. Things we aspire to, but never will achieve. Cool shit that happened long ago, I love my country. That's every national anthem. I don't care where you're from, I don't care what language it is, that's your national anthem. Everywhere. No one cares. We don't even need national anthems. We probably needed them back in the day because we didn't have passports. Yeah, I mean, there was a time, it was like, how did you prove someone's from your country? There was no way. There was no paperwork. So you had to like have a song that only you know. Probably helped during like times of war. People always trying to like, you know, sabotage your shit. There were spies infiltrating. Everyone's planning the next attack. Right, soldiers, the Allied forces are going to be moving on the Western Front. So what we need to try. Wait, who is that? Excuse me, who are you? Good afternoon. I am also the English person. And we are getting ready to beat those Nazis, yeah? You don't sound English. Where are you from? I'm from the rainy part of England. You have to be more specific, so where are you from? Just to know in German. Are you German? I'm not German. Why would you sing that? I'm totally not German. Sing the anthem. Excuse me? Sing our national anthem. You should know it. Yeah, of course I know it. We all know it. Oh, country. Oh, I love you, country. That's not the song. Calm down, I'm just warming up. Oh, Jesus, guys, such an handsome Nazi, am I right? Okay, relax. Okay, I know the words, I know them, okay? Ooh. You will always be my country. I believe you, definitely. Oh, you will always be my country. That's Mariah Carey. You watch me. That's the only reason we need a national anthem. They're stupid. National anthems are stupid. I don't care what anybody says. They're stupid. I understand why we have them, but they are stupid. I understand the patriotism and the connect, but they are stupid. The songs are boring, like old. You know, every country in the world doesn't really care. America loves them. It's a big deal. Sing the national anthem. High school games, college games, no games. Just sing the national anthem. I didn't realize how weird it was until one day I was at a basketball game, and it was the Toronto Raptors, and they were playing against the Los Angeles Lakers, and they were like, let's sing the national anthem. And not only does America like always sing the anthem, but I've noticed America's the only country in the world where, I guess because you sing it so much, people have to like spice things up. So it's the only country in the world where you're allowed to remix your national anthem. That doesn't happen anywhere else. I love it. That's my. Whenever people are like, should we keep singing it at the games? I'm like, please keep singing it. Please keep singing it. I want to see how they do it this time. I just want to see how they do it this time. Yeah, I remember watching the game. It was the Toronto Raptors and Los Angeles Lakers, right? And then they at the beginning of the game, they're like, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem. And they started with the Canadian, they're like, Canadian national anthem, stand now. And they sang it. And they sang it the way they always do. Boring, whatever. Oh, Canada, my dreams and Christmas me. Something brings us back to Dodo. You know the song. Whatever. Sing the anthem, it's done. And then they're like, and now, ladies and gentlemen, please stay standing for the American national anthem. That's my favorite part. When someone comes to the middle of the arena.
Oh!
else in the world. Nobody does that. No one. No one. There's no one in England who's like, remix! God save the Queen, God save the Queen. Greatest goddamn country on earth. This is exciting, it's fun. Everywhere you go in America, there's history, there's something interesting to think about, to talk about. That's what I love about being in America, it's just that vibe, you know? It's like a go-getting culture. Everything from the very inception of this country, it was rock and roll. It's like from the very beginning, you read about the beginning story, you know, because as South Africans and Americans, we have a lot in common. You know, we were both ruled by the British, right? But what I like is America, usually you don't take that shit lying down. Rebelled immediately. You know, we took way too long to fight back. We got the accents and everything. Americans didn't mess around. Rebelled against the British. You read the stories, the Boston Tea Party. What a wild story! Huh? Burned everything down, took the tea, threw it in the water. Bah! And that's how you make tea or whatever. All that counts. That's what I love. A lot of people ask me, they'll be like, what do you think America really stands for? Some people say America has no culture. Some people say America has like no core founding idea, like a real idea. That's not true. The real idea in this country, the real idea is, how do we shit on the British? And I love it. I love it. That's what America is. It's just about shitting on the British. And I get it, because if you think about it, right, what makes America unique, of all the countries that rebelled against the British, is the fact that Americans were from the British. Which is weird. It's almost like you kick your parents out of your room, you know, with that same level of vitriol. You're just like, get out! I hate you! I hate you so much! I will spell color without the U! I hate you so much, I will play football, but I will not use my foot! I hate you so much, I will drive on the other side of the road! That way, if you ever come back, I will meet you head on! It's real rebellion, I love it! Everything in this country. I'm the British. Yeah! I like that. Everything in American history. I spend all my time just reading American history, like the stories. Because like, when you read like European history, there are moments that are exciting, and then the rest of it is mostly just like letters. Yeah, it'd always be like, then this archduke sent a letter to that one, and then that one said this, and an envoy went to that place and said to them, you must not, and you will not, and they did not, but American history, shit's always burning. Someone's always getting shot, something's happening, it's exciting. It's exciting, doesn't matter who the history is, does not matter. I was reading up because this was the 60th anniversary of the Martin Luther King Jr. I Have a Dream speech. This was the 60th anniversary of that speech. 60th or 40th. It was insane, like they're just going through the speech and like I was reading through the times and how, you know, like it was truly wild. Like America's intelligence apparatus was going after MLK. And they were trying to get his wife, Coretta, to divorce him. And they were like trying to frame him and they were trying to set him up and they were like, oh, he's cheating on her. And like when he wasn't, sometimes he was, but they were also like, it's true, he was sometimes. But then other times they were just packing it in, which you gotta, like, what an out. That's like a hell of an out. Because if the FBI tries to set you up once, you're set for life in your relationship. I mean, you're getting away with anything. You know what I mean? Who's sinning, baby? The FBI does. They're relentless. They're relentless. Let me take this and see how serious they are. Hold on. But I was reading like Martin Luther King's story, and I'm perpetually fascinated by the concept of nonviolence. Like I was reading it, thinking about it in the context of today, thinking about it in the context of protest movements that we have today. You know, I'm like personally, I'm not a big fan of the leaderless movements that have started to sprout up. And I know there's an argument, you know, that goes either way. Some people say you want leaderless movements because then there is no one person that defines the movement. You know, and that's good because then that person is always going to be fallible, and if they're fallible, then the movement can fail. However, the counter argument is if you don't have a leader for a movement, then there's no one to go to define what the movement is or isn't. You know, and that can also be a problem. You know, so you go like, all right, what is this movement about? And it's like everyone can define it for themselves, and then it becomes chaos. You know, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who was really good at setting an agenda and getting something done. One of the most fascinating stories is obviously the one everyone knows, where he would take his group, take his team, and he would go to any area in the country where they wouldn't allow black people to eat, in a restaurant, in a diner. And what they would do is they would dress up really nicely, and they would go and sit at the counter, knowing that they were going to get beaten up, knowing. They would sit there, and they would plan, and people would come and they'd be like, hey boy, you're not supposed to be eating here. And they'd be like, sir, I just want to have some food. And they'd be like, boy, you better leave. And they'd be like, sir, I just want to have some food. And they would beat them. They'd beat the shit out of them. It just happened. Month after month, month after month, month after month. They would get beaten, until finally they saw America change. It is a wild story. Like to have that level of fortitude, that level of belief. Like I wonder if he ever doubted, you know? I was sitting thinking to myself, do you think there was ever a moment when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. regretted fighting that fight once he tasted white people's food? Because they never had it. You're fighting for a concept. You're fighting for an idea. Black people all over America were like, we want to get served in those restaurants. They didn't know what the food was like. I wonder if there was one moment when Dr. King was there, he's like, I have a dream, the one day black people and white people will serve together this time. I have a dream that we will be like, oh God damn it, you win. The law changed. Here's your food. Thank you very much.
No sir. No sir.
Oh shit. Now I have a new dream. No dream the one day white people will discover season. I dream that white people will no longer think of pepper as a spice. I dream that we will defeat the new white devil, mayonnaise. Can you imagine how angry one of those boys must have been? Can you imagine that? You can't tell me there wasn't one moment of awkwardness when they walked into the parking lot after that beating, after that first meal. They must have walked outside there and be like, for this shit, man? Yo, we got ask for this shit? No, fellas. No, you take this shit, man. You know what? They were blocking us because it was delicious. God damn it, man. We got they whipped our ass, man. This shit tastes like depression. I'll make it up to you, I swear to God, I'll make it up to you. I apologize.
Absolutely. Word.
Why does America have such an obsession with leaders who have strange voices? This is something that honestly intrigues me. I've noticed in America, if you want to be a prominent leader, the best bets for policy, for ideas, before leaders, is to have a strange speaking voice. You sound unique. People gravitate towards you in this country. Something that's fascinates me for years. Like, it doesn't matter who. You know? Like, every president in America has a strange speaking. Like Dr. King, that's not a normal voice. It's fantastic voice, charismatic, but it's not normal. I don't know anybody who speaks like this. And every American leader that's popular, all the presidents, I think I was going back and listening to, from when you had your first recordings, there is no American president with a normal speaking voice. You can go as far back as you want. JFK, and a weird voice. No one speaks like that. No one. I've been everywhere in America. I've never met a single person I've never been in a McDonald's next to somebody like, "What up, ladies? Got one number one, some fries, and one McFlurry, please. What do you mean my ice cream machine is broken?" That's what I think. Every single leader in America, everyone. But George Bush, he sounded weird. No, he always did that thing, he'd speak out the side of his mouth. It sounded like he was telling himself a joke. You'll find people that did this. We're gonna bomb a totally different country. Bill Clinton, he doesn't sound normal. He just sounds like he's trying to seduce the audience. Oh. Have you heard the man speak? Every time he's out there, he's just like, "I'm not homosexual." None of them sound normal. Barack Obama, he doesn't sound normal. He's cool, but he doesn't sound normal. Like he has like a really distinct thing in his voice. Right? It always sounds like his Wi-Fi is buffering. Yeah, he does that thing. He's always like, "First, we ask ourselves how we get faster internet." Not normal. Trump is the weirdest thing. I've been reading think pieces all week asking him how he's amassed this much power. Trump has become the de facto leader of the Republican Party. In a way where they shouldn't call it the Republican Party now. Like he controls it in a way that should be frightening for everyone, in my opinion. Not just Democrats or Republicans. And the reason I say it is because it flies in the face of everything that politics is meant to be good politics. It's meant to be beyond any one person. It should be beyond any person. You know, in any good political situation, you should be in a space where you are willing to discard any person from that politics for the ideal or the idea to go forward. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be about the person. You shouldn't be attached to them. You believe in certain things, you want the country to go certain ways, well, that's the way we're going. If your person fails you, that's the person. You move them aside, you go, we carry on with the idea. That's how it's supposed to be. But with him, he's truly surpassed everybody and everything. Like, Republicans do not know what to do. Everyone who stood up against him has now fallen back into line. Right? The governor in Georgia, he was like, "This man is a liar, and this man is a cheat," and then now he came out this week and he was like, "If he wins the nominations, I will support him." What happened? happened to you? You're like, why? How does he do it?
Very sad.
Goes the voice. The most power, the most voice. He's got the weirdest of all. If you listen to him, there's no human being we've ever heard who speaks like him. His cadence, his range, his inflections, nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. The man has demolished both democracy and the English language. From whence he came, but he has done it. Because like this thing is completely like, you know, like whenever he gives a speech, I don't even know where to put the volume on the TV. because it's just like that weird thing. It's just like, I know so and so. Just think about it. Despite everything that's happening, the guy is being indicted. Right, charges being brought against him. His popularity rises each time he gets charged. He makes more money, he raises more money than any other politician every time he gets charged with another crime. This is the president of law and order. and even in that slip, nobody cares, nobody in his his camp judges him.
Yeah.
You know, when Trump comes out, he goes, "We're pro-police, love the police. Law and order. This country, we're gonna focus on law and order, folks. So much law, so much order." And then when the law comes and charges him, he's like, "Folks, we gotta get rid of them. It's a witch hunt. We gotta get rid of them." Doing his own thing. Can you imagine? Like, no one knows. He has thrust America into a quandary like no other because nobody knows what this means. Can a former president go to prison? You know what it means? You know what it means, right? What, if he wins, does the case carry on? So would you go to be president from prison? It's still an issue. Because in America, if you're president, you get Secret Service protection for life. That's how it works. Yeah. So if Donald Trump goes to jail, does the Secret Service go with him? Does he now just have like a government gang? Is that what he has? He's walking through the cell block behind him. He's in his orange jumpsuits. And walking back and sharpening a shiv. Here you go, Mr. President. Sir, when you get into the mess hall, you gotta show somebody you mean business, sir. That's how you get respect for this place. You gotta get in there and you gotta go hard. You understand? Got it. 20 minutes later, there's panic. The president's been stabbed. I repeat, the president has been stabbed. Mr. President, are you okay, sir? Are you okay? I did what you said. I got in there and I found the baddest guy in the room. And I did it. I stabbed me again and again. There's nobody's better, folks. So bad. We laugh, but we're doomed. It seems like the whole world feels like this. Like everything, every day. Sometimes I wonder if we have too much information. No, because by all metrics, the world has never been in a better place. Infant mortality, poverty across the globe, safety, like just everything. We are doing better than we have ever done, but it feels worse. than it's ever been. I sometimes wonder if it's because of timing. Like, just as things got better, we got more information than ever before. And then now we know of everything that's going wrong. You know, before your world was your world. You knew your family, your community, the people around you. And that was it. And the news would tell you a few occasional stories here and there, and that was, you know. Now you go online, it's like perpetual, non-stop. This happened, that person got shot, this person getting beaten, and then sometimes it's a video from 7 years ago, but they make it seem like it's now. Now you're angry today about something that didn't happen or did happen, and sometimes it's a prank, but it's not a prank, and then it isn't, like, what's happening, like, you have no clue. We literally have no clue. Oh, Elon Musk owns it somehow. What happened? How is this even happening? It's wild. This owns Twitter. Terrible purchase. Terrible purchase. That's the only thing that brings me joy. Seeing him, like, because everyone out there is like, oh, it's terrible that he owns it. And I'm like, yeah, worse for him. Have you seen the chaos on Twitter? Imagine paying $44 billion to be in charge of all that shit. Just like all the chaos. Stop that. Could have gone to Hawaii, man. I don't even know where it goes. I don't know what happens. Some days I'm extremely optimistic. And then some days I'm like, this is it. It's finished. Like I was thinking the other day about whether or not it's right to have children right now. I'm so torn on this idea. Because on the one hand I go, yeah, of course you should have children, right? We have to make sure the species keeps going. That's what we're here for. We've invented all these other stories around it, but that's what we're here for. It's true. We invented like Valentine's Day. All of this is just to keep the species going. That is our only purpose. A lot of people will be like, what's the meaning of it? There's no meaning. The meaning is you're just supposed to make more of us. That's what we're doing. The most successful species is the one that exists the most. That's it in evolution. It's not sexy, but it's true. That's it. And all we're doing is testing. I'm always fascinated by that as a concept. The fact that we are testing. Every single one of us is just testing for the others. Because like a general misconception, like, you know, when you used to say to people, survival of the fittest, most people think that means that the strongest and the best survive. It doesn't actually mean that. What it means is the one that finds the right answers will keep on going. But it's a lot of luck based. It's basically like there's a billion of us all opening a door, and then some of those doors have like spike traps on the other side. And then the other ones are just like, alright, I guess it's this door. That's it. Like everywhere in the world, like everyone was eating mushrooms, and then some people die, other people get visions. And then that's it. Do you think about how wild that is? That's literally all we're doing. Every single one. We're gonna leave here today. All of us in this room. And all of us are testing. All of us. Like one of you is testing whether or not a car will stop when you walk across the road. You're testing like what's gonna happen. Like all of it. Just testing. We all just testing. But I wonder, like, should you have kids? Because we know, like, the climate, like, not the world is ending. I also like when we say that. We like the world's not ending. It'll end for us. Everything else will be fine. We always say, like, the world is ending. No, the world's not ending. We are ending. And then other shit will carry on without us. Yes, we are the dinosaurs of this age. Telling stories about us, and digging up our phones, trying to piece the details together. Yes, simple creatures, the people of 2023. Yes, the language wasn't really advanced. You see here, they used emojis to communicate. Yes, it appears here they were laughing and they were crying. Sometimes they laughed until they cried, yes. Yes, and there was lots of salsa dancing apparently. And the monkeys didn't like too much that, no? They also had a strange diet consisting predominantly of eggplants and peaches. They died too much eggplant was good for you. I sometimes think our phones are going to be the reason we actually die. I think the phone is the culmination of human evolution and at the same time the beginning of human, just like us going back to being apes. Because if you think about it, we were here. This was us, thousands of years. Thousands of years. We're like, God, if only you could stand up straight. If only you could stand up straight. If only you could stand up straight all the time. We're like, we can do it. And then we were here, Homo erectus. And then we invented the phone. And now we spend all day like this. All the time, we go back down. I truly think we're devolving because of our phones. Everything's eroding, right? Our brains.
True.
Like, do you guys remember remembering? You remember that? It used to be a pretty crazy thing, right? Remember how you used to remember things? You could just remember things. Phone numbers, directions, everything.
Absolutely.
You just remembered them.
Yes.
Now, nothing.
Yes.
Nothing. You use Google Maps to get you to the place you go every single day. Every day.
It's very sad.
It is.
Driving ways, what should I do? Tell me ways. How do I save 2 more minutes ways? What's that? Can I get in the schoolyard? I can do that ways.
What are my grandchildren going to do? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
We think we're waiting for like Terminator to come. No, this is the Terminator that we get.
We don't talk to each other. No, we don't talk to each other.
Affects how we think. Social media, everything. Our phones, take pictures all the time. Picture. We don't even look at them. You don't look at them for shit. Just take them.
Taking and yeah.
Look at that such picture.
Yeah.
Picture.
Right.
Memory full, delete pictures. I was in Paris. Delete
Oh my God, it's true.
Do you remember when pictures used to be a precious thing?
So
And you had that photo album,
Yeah?
leather,
Yes.
family,
Yes.
it was special. When your family and friends would come over, that's when you'd whip it out, you'd show it to them. With your pride and joy, your parents would always show it off. They'd all have the pictures of you naked as a baby. That's the only time parents wanted to take pictures of you, was when you're naked. You hated wearing clothes. Why did you take pictures? What could I do? You could dress me, that's what you could have done. Dress me. No one saw your pictures. And now everyone sees your pictures. Everyone online. Like me, please. Like me. Do you like me? What about now? And now? Do you like me? It used to be your friends, your family, and that guy at the developing place. I miss that relationship. You'd get there to pick up your envelope. He would give you a grade. I like these ones. It's a nice bikini you bought. Now what? What's your name, sir?
Oh
Mike. Are you optimistic, pessimistic, or just like mystic? What are you? Just mystic?
Mystic.
Yeah. Do you think things are getting better or worse? What do you think, Mike? Probably worse? What makes you say that, Mike? Just everything that's going on. You seem like you're in a good place. You hear with the lady in a red dress.
Oh
Yeah, that's pretty good. Are you together, Mike? You married? Yeah? I like how you even sounded surprised. It's like, We're married, yeah. He's like, yeah, every day I'm like, you sure? Okay. How long have you been married? 11 years. Congratulations. Whoa, wait. Happy though? People always clap. You can't just start clapping because of the time. Right? People serve time. Doesn't mean you just want to clap. I've been here 22 years. That's what's up, dog. Yeah, that's what's up. What's your name? Alina? Alina, Mike and Alina. Wait, did I pick up an accent, Alina? Alona. Wait, what just happened here? What just happened here? I said, what is your name, ma'am? She said, Alina. He went, actually, it's Alona. What just happened here? Is that how you pronounce it? That's how she pronounced it? That's not how she said it to me. I'm sensing some controlling here. What's happening? Alona, blink if you need help. Just blink. Okay, so what is your name? You say? Wait. You say Alina because people can't pronounce Alona? Who is this person? So their whole day changed. You're like, what's your name? Alona. What? Alona. What? Alina? Oh yeah, Alina. I can say that. That's an interesting one. Alright, so where am I picking up an accent? Where are you from? From Russia. Oh, with love. Look at you, man. Alright. I always wondered who those James Bond movies would influence. There's a young kid, saw James Bond getting strangled by a Russian spy lady, and you took a whole different message from that. That could be my head between those thighs. I'm gonna do something about my life. I'm sick of being alone now. By chance? What was the chance, Mike?
Internet.
I like that, how vague.
Internet.
How did you two meet? By chance. Very romantic, but not all helpful. You went somewhere you weren't really supposed to be. So Mike, I'm gonna give you a tip. When you don't want people to ask more questions, you should answer them in a way that makes them more interesting. Yeah, man, you don't even want to know, man. I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. Where were you not supposed to be? Where you were, Mike? You were in Russia by mistake? You fell asleep on the bus, woke up. Shit, man, there was time. God damn it. Excuse me, miss. So where were you? Not supposed to be. You picked up a shift somewhere.
Oh my God, really?
What kind of shift, Michael? You used to work in hotels. Okay. Alright, so you picked up a shift where you weren't supposed to. And then that's when you met her. Wow. And then you got married after a month. Damn. Doesn't play, huh? Does not play games at all. You were like, hi, I'm Mike. She was like, I'm sorry, what was that? Did you say green card? Us immigrants, we know how it is. I feel you. No, but at least it's been 11 years, so I can't say it's like now. Because if it was recent, I'd be like, because of the war, I'd be like, we know what happened here, Mike. But no, this is like a real thing. Congratulations, yo. That's beautiful. Do you have any kids? You have 2 kids. So you have like it's like African American / Russian children. What are you, Mike? You're Dominican. Oh, okay. McDonald's in the house? Yeah! So you got Dominican Russians, even more exotic. Dominican Russian. Do you speak any Russian? A little bit.
Oh shit.
You can understand when she's angry.
Oh shit.
Be in a fight with the Russian. Your life probably just flashes before your eyes. You can handle other fights. You know? Just imagine you and her in the kitchen and you do some shit you're not supposed to do. She just turns to you, Mike. Baby, I'm sorry. Drink your tea, Mike. Drink your tea. It's like, I love Dominican. I discovered like Dominican, well, I say like Columbus. What I mean is I learned of Dominicans when I first moved to the US. Because I often get mistaken for Dominican.
Yeah, you
yeah. No, this happens to me quite a lot. People think I'm Dominican, people think I'm Puerto Rican sometimes. Got a random. Yeah, depending on my hair, depending on the day. They'll just come up to me, and depending on where I am, they'll start speaking Spanish to me as well. That happens to me quite a lot. I was in Mexico a few months ago on vacation with my friends, and everyone spoke Spanish to me. Everywhere we went, and I mean everywhere. We just like walking through, and myself and my friends, and we're a mixed group, right? My one friend's from India, the other friend's from South Africa, the other one from England, myself, so it's like United Colors of Benetton. We're mixed up. And everyone would speak to my friends in English, and they would turn and speak to me in Spanish, without fail. Without fail, every time. We'd walk into like a coffee place, and they'd be like, hey, good morning, how are you? Hello, how are you? And they'd turn to me and they'd be like, hey, go, buenos días, ¿qué tal? No, I don't speak Spanish, sorry, I don't speak. Oh, you don't speak Spanish? Oh, you don't speak Spanish? No, I don't speak Spanish. You don't speak Spanish? I've never apologized more for a life I've never lived. When I was in Mexico, everywhere I went, everywhere, just people coming up to me, Spanish, no, Spanish, no, Spanish, no. One man got angry. So we're in Mexico City, we're in the street, and we're waiting to have like some of the tacos in the street. We've got amazing street food in Mexico City. So we're standing there in the line, and we're chatting, and this Mexican man leans in and he's like, hey, cabrones! How you guys doing, man? You guys in Mexico for the first time? And we're like, yeah, how you doing, man? How you doing? He's like, yeah, good, man. I hope you are enjoying yourselves. We're like, yeah, thank you. And then he turns to me and he's like, hey, cabrón, ¿qué tal lo sé? Oh, sorry, I'm with them, so I don't speak Spanish. He's like, what? You don't speak Spanish? You should be ashamed of yourself. That's your culture, man. That's who you are. So don't forget it, okay? It's like, what? No, that's not. No, I get this all the time. No, I'm not Hispanic. I'm from South Africa. He's like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, South Africa. He's like, no way. I didn't know they got Dominicans in South Africa. Neither did I. So you don't speak Spanish in South Africa? I'm like, no, not at all. He's like, why not? I'm like, well, they never came. So. Like, yeah, okay? You're in Mexico now, you should learn. You can't just be going around saying, I don't speak Spanish, I don't speak Spanish, huh? Don't be so dismissive. I was like, I didn't say it like that. I wasn't like, I don't speak Spanish. I said, I don't speak Spanish. He's like, no, I said something to you in Spanish. You were like, I don't speak Spanish, I don't speak Spanish. Try at least, okay? Just try a little bit. I go, okay, like what should I say? Like if somebody comes to you in Mexico and they want to say something to you, you don't just say, I don't speak Spanish. You can look at them and you can say to them, you can say, lo siento, yo no hablo español. What does that mean? It means I'm sorry, but I don't speak Spanish. That's like the weirdest phrase to learn in the world. I don't understand it in any language, by the way. I don't understand why anybody learns the phrase, I cannot speak your language in another language. Why do we do that? What's the point? Just speak your language. Surely the other person will know that you can't speak their language if you just carry on speaking your language. Are you telling me until I tell them in their language, they're just standing there optimistically like, come on, I know you can do it. But this guy was so convincing. He was like, I should go learn. I was like, all right, I'll go learn. He's like, how long are you going to be here for? Like 4 days. He's like, 4 days, that's enough time, man. You can do it, I believe in you. Just practice. So I went to the hotel, I practiced, and I downloaded a few things on my phone. I was like, I can do this, I can do this. And I could. It turns out my Spanish is not bad. That's what I learned. My Spanish is not bad, my pronunciation, etc. Right? And I started learning Spanish. But I'll give you a tip that nobody gave me. If you're going to learn another language, right, don't learn it when you're just like visiting another country for like 4 days or something. No. I'm not saying don't try to learn a language. I'm just saying do it in a safe environment. What I mean is do it in an environment where somebody's with you who can like just like break the language up. Because I didn't do that. I just jumped in and started learning Spanish. And I was only there for a few days. So I learned enough Spanish to start conversations, but not enough Spanish to end the conversation. Which is the most important part of any conversation. Yeah. So now I was running around, gaslighting everybody in Mexico City. Just running around, sparking conversation everywhere I go. At first it was fun, it was just like, hola, buenos días, buenas tardes. It was great, it was cool, it was easy, until someone went deep. Oh, then it came crashing down. This little dude came up to us near the city center. We're taking pictures. He woke up. You know what he wanted? I just got into it with him, you know? He came up and he's like, hey, ¿qué tal? Hola. And I was like, hey, hermano. ¿Qué tal? He's like, hey, muy bien, ¿y tú? I was like, muy bien, gracias. He was like, hermano, ¿cómo te llamas? Me llamo Gabriel. ¿Y tú? I was like, me llamo Trevor. Mucho gusto, Gabriel. Mucho gusto. Sí, con gusto, Trevor. Trevor, perdón. Sí, hermano. Trevor, ¿dónde está el verbo de anoche de nuestra parte? Que quiero hacer los hermanos. Creo que necesito bien el poquito que está por aquí. Gabriel. Yo no hablo. Yo no hablo español. ¿Qué? ¿Pero tú hablas? Like, no, yo no hablo. Like, ¿tú hablas? Like, no hablo. Yo hablo solo inglés, no español. ¿Sí? No. ¿Tú hablas? Like, yo no hablo. Hablo inglés, solo inglés. ¿Entiendes? Entiendo. Sí. Hasta luego, muchacho. I didn't realize how weird that shit was until I translated it in my head later. No, because we do that. English speakers are the most arrogant speakers of any language in the world. This is something I've realized. Right? We always assume that people should be grateful that we dare to dabble in their languages. We see when people travel, be like, I went to Italy and I learned a little Italian. They were so grateful, mille grazie. They appreciated it. They didn't. English speakers another person's language, and then when we're done, we just pull the ripcord. I'm out! We never consider what that must feel like. Because it never gets done to us. Can you imagine if that happened to you? Imagine if you were walking around, Richmond downtown, you just bump into somebody in the middle of the street, who's like, excuse me, hello, hello. And you're like, hey, what's going on, buddy? How are you? He's like, hello, how are you? And you're like, hey, could you help us out, man? We're trying to get to the theater downtown. Oh, yes, the theater. You're going to see a show? Yeah, there's a comedy show. We got to get downtown. Do you know where it is? Oh, the theater. Let me think, the theater. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't speak English. No English for me, but have a nice day. Cheerio. Be like we're gonna fight. I like you guys. Spiced up my life, thank you. Appreciate it. So do you, like, are you able to introduce like Russian culture to the kids? A little bit. Are they accept? How old are they? 3 and 5. Alright, so they'll still like engage with you. You speak Russian to them, right? But then what often happens, it happens in America, happens everywhere, but in America predominantly is like the kids they'll listen to you and they'll understand you, and then when they go to school and stuff, they'll be like, oh, this is not cool.
Yeah.
And then they'll like and they'll like respond to you in English. So you'll be there and you'll be like, yes, please, you know what I mean? You'll be like, Mom! Speak there, Mom!
Yeah.
What you should do is, I'll give you a tip. You should make sure that everything nice happens in Russian. Like, so if you're gonna give them like toys or like treats, traveling or whatever it is, make sure that's in Russian. You don't know what can be nice in Russian? Jesus. Just when you think the stereotypes are not true. And then like, there is no words for joy in Russian. Every day, Mike says to me, I love you. And I look to him and say, I have heart that beats. This means I have life. You could not be more different then. Yeah, because like Latin culture is all about like the passion and the flair, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that whole thing. It's just like, ay, mami, you got like that whole, you just you're like, oh girl, you're like, let me tell you something about the thing you're doing to me. The way you make me feel inside. She's like, the only thing inside you is organs. All night, she's like, maybe for 4 minutes like usual. And I go to sleep. Hopefully make another baby. This is fun night. Don't hold me too long, it's hot. When was the last time you were in Russia? 7 years ago. Did you see the family back then? Yeah, you do. How are they doing now? Do they know what's that? I asked this as an honest question, because I know there's a lot of Russians who don't actually know what's happening outside of Russia, Ukraine and all. Do they know? Do they not know? They know? Some. That is true, yes. They know something, but everyone has a different truth. Yeah, that's actually very true. That's very deep. Is this what your house is like all the time? You're just trying to watch the game. Alina's dropping just like fucking gem bombs. It's getting deep every day. Like it's the best day of my life, baby. She's like, for as long as life lasts. I can see why you proposed after 1 month. Yeah, you were probably like, you want to go on another date? She's like, when does this end? What is the point? Are we together or not? I'm like, okay, I guess I'm putting a ring on it. You guys have been too much fun. Do you guys want to chat about anything before I go? Anything on your mind? Someone just shout something?
Yes.
Tell us a good memory with you and Jon Stewart. You said like the rest are bad memories. Tell us a good memory with you and Jon Stewart. One where he doesn't beat you because you're from Africa, Trevor. Tell us one good thing you did with Jon. I only have good memories with Jon Stewart. He's not dead. I don't know why this seems so like, you know? Tell us a good memory of you with Jon Stewart, Trevor. Oh, Jon. God, oh, man. Jon's a really funny guy, actually. Like, that's how we came to be. So, it's like a random, like, coming together. Like, being in a place you shouldn't be. I was in, I just started doing shows internationally, and I was about to perform in London for the first time, and just walking, that's all I do. I just walk around in random cities, go see random things, and I was in this store called Harrods, and Harrods is a store that sells everything that you can't afford it. And really, so I'm standing there, and I'll never forget, I was in front of an underwater moped. Yeah, so it's like a little moped, like a motorbike, but it's underwater. It's like a submarine, but it's a motorbike, okay? And I'm standing, now you're shocked. I'm shocked because I'm seeing this. I'm just standing like, who even, what is this and how much is it? It was crazy. It was like $250,000. I'm staring at this thing, I'm like, this is wild. I'm just standing there, my phone rings. My phone rings, it's a random American number, I don't know it. So I answer the phone, I'm like, hello? And then the voice on the other side is like, hello Trevor. I was like, hi, this is Jon Stewart. I'm like, okay, can I help you? I wasn't familiar with him. He was like, can I help you? And he was like, yeah, I host a show in America, a little show called The Daily Show. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I was like, oh yeah, I've seen it. He's like, okay, as you should. So I was like, yeah, how can I help you? He's like, yeah, I've seen some of your videos online. I think you're really funny, and I want to know if you wanna come on the show and do a little thing, you know, come and join the show. And I was like, oh man, that sounds fantastic, but no, thank you. No, I was like, because I'm just started touring, and this is my dream, and so I appreciate you, but no, thank you. And I'll never forget, Jon's like, I'm sorry, are you turning down Jon Stewart from The Daily Show? And he really said it in a funny way. And I laughed, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be, but I'm not going to let my fans down. This is something I've worked my whole life for. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, wow, okay. He said, well, if you ever come to New York, look me up and pop in. And then about almost a year later, I was in New York doing shows. And I get a phone call again. It's Jon Stewart again. And he said, Trevor, you're in New York. And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, do you want to pop into the show? Do you want to come and hang out? And I was like, this guy. I was like, who is this guy? So this guy is so random. Who is he? And so I went to the show, hung out with him. I was like, when I was there with him, this human being is way too smart. I like watched him create a show, watched him work with the team. Everyone there so smart. I was like, what is this? This is ridiculous, you know? And he's like, do you want to do something? I was like, no, this doesn't look like fun. Literally, I was like, you guys look stressed, this doesn't look fun. I was like, what is this guy, John Boner, why are you talking about it? He's like, Boehner. I was like, that's not how it's spelled, that's Boner. I don't know how Boner is spelled. It's a whole thing, he was like, no, come on, you'll have fun, you'll do this whole thing. And we did it, I mean, the rest is history. But a lot of people go like why? So there's a few things. One, I always wanted to do stand-up comedy. I never took it for granted. I wanted to be on the road, I wanted to meet people, I wanted to do shows. The other thing is, a lot of people don't know this, but The Daily Show in different countries airs on random channels. Right? So in America it was on Comedy Central, it's always been on Comedy Central. In other countries around the world, it'll be on whatever comedy channel it might end up on. In South Africa, and in many countries in Africa and in like the Middle East and stuff, The Daily Show was on CNN. Yeah, true story.
Wow.
So CNN International would buy that, like they called the international edition of The Daily Show, and then put that on CNN. So I had an idea of who this guy was, but he was on CNN. And so CNN, by the way, is huge overseas, very respected, because like overseas, it's like news. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, what I mean by that is, here in America, it's like a lot of talking heads, people shouting at each other, it's just arguments. Overseas, like CNN is just facts, it's not opinionated, it's not noisy, it's really, really quality news. And so we watch CNN overseas, we watch CNN once, but you can imagine like our experience. We'll be watching CNN, and like Christian Paul, and it'll be like another serious show, and then like another serious show, and another serious show. And then all of a sudden it's like and this guy's spinning in his chair and everything. And I remember watching this and I was like, how is this guy, how does he have a job? I was like, this person's not serious. This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this guy looks like he's gonna get fired every single day. Because it doesn't make sense. And yeah, and then, so that's, you know, so that was my good memory with him. And that's how we came to be. Got time for what? Two more questions here, yeah? What future projects? I don't know. I just want to have fun. I just want to live life. What's your name, sir? What's your name? Are you saying sorry? Wait. What is your name? What's your name, Tarek? Oh, I thought you like sorry? It's Tarek. Ah, okay. But in Jordan they don't say it like that. How do your parents say your name? Tarek. Okay, yeah. I was like, okay. It's another one of those. Future projects? Let's see, you know, see where life takes me. You know, one of the greatest gifts that came during the curse that was the pandemic was made me realize that like life isn't promised. Right? Yeah. We always think it is, but it isn't. Right? And the weird thing about life is we all know that we're going to die, we're supposed to, but then we're also surprised by it. It's a very weird thing. Right? So, like, if you're not careful, I think you can live life expecting it, when in fact it isn't.
Yes.
Right? And I found myself realizing that one of the things that America does to you in particular is that I think it's a fantastic country. I think it has a really unique energy to it, the United States of America. But the one downside of its energy is that it's perpetually about the more. That's what America's about. More. And the more that it's about lifestyles isn't necessarily healthy. You know? So, you know, you look at it in all spheres in America. It's like you want your car, you want your house, and then not even, you know, in a tiny amount of time, no sooner than you've just gotten those two things, you're then told about a bigger car, a better car, a bigger house, a better house, a better neighborhood, a better this and a better. But what America does, if you're not careful, is it keeps you perpetually stuck in like a debt cycle.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a financial debt and an emotional debt, where you never actually reach any of the mountaintops that you're
Never
trying to
come
reach.
out of it.
Right? And so what it does to you is, it's really, it's amazing. It happens so gradually that you don't see it. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you are. You think that it only affects you on, let's say on a working class level. You'd be like, oh, this affects me. But I've literally met billionaires who are depressed, going, oh man, when do we buy this company $1 billion? How do I get? And you're like, but you're a billionaire.
Yes.
They're like, yeah, but it's not about that. I'm like, then what is it about? You know, but America's really, and you see it, like think of it even in that, right? America's the only country in the world where they had a list of billionaires telling a billionaire that they are more broke than other billionaires. Like there was no list like that in Europe, there was no list like that in Africa, there's none of them. They were just like, yeah, you've got money, you've got tons of money. America, they're like, how much money? Oh, you dropped down the list. You're only worth 90 billion now, Bill Gates, you broke bitch. That's crazy. And so, when the pandemic happened, we were all forced to live smaller lives. It was you in your space with the few people that you were lucky to be with, if you could be with anyone.
Yes.
And what was interesting about that was it took everything away.
Yes.
You know, you couldn't go everywhere, you couldn't do everything, and ironically, you couldn't now spend the way you could before. And you couldn't want to spend. I always found it interesting that the pandemic is the only time in American history that household debt has gone down.
Yes.
Only time in American history household debt has gone down. Credit card debt, all of it. People were paying off their loans, people were paying off their debts. Life was getting better. And then a lot of people who own a lot of money and own many companies, they connected to everything. They were like, this is not good for the economy. So it's like the economy must do well, not the people, the economy. And now they're angry about it, so now they're like, how do we get that going again? And so I think, to be honest with you, I try. I'm not good at it, because I think it's a really infectious feeling, but I try and step out of it.
It is.
I try and remind myself of the fact that like, you have to believe you have everything.
Yes.
And then you will start to realize that you do have everything. Then things can become gifts. So strangely enough, I don't live in a space. Like a lot of people say to me, like, oh, what are you doing next? I'm like, I don't really care. I don't know. You know, what I'm trying to do now is just live. Honestly, I'm just trying to live. I'm trying to breathe. You know, I'm trying to remember to be it myself as a person.
I agree with you.
Like, I always find it funny that the number one thing you're sold on is immediately undercut at the end of it. Everyone tells you, work, you gotta work, work. And you're like, why you gotta work so hard? You're like, you gotta work hard. Why? Oh, so that you can retire. And you're like, wait.
And now they're taking it away.
To not work.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if I want to work less now? No. That's not a fulfilling life.
That's not how it works.
What are you aiming for? Oh, a fulfilling life is when you don't work. And that's when I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working. I think there's a lot of purpose you can get from it. There's a lot of joy that you can get from it. But I think, every now and again it's nice to pause and just be like, oh yeah, I'm doing this thing. My heart's beating, my lungs are pumping, my legs work. I'm grateful for these things, and then I go from there.
Yes.
Hey, what was your favorite country to visit?
Okay, we'll do one then we'll go to that person. What did you say? My grandmother.
Mother.
Yeah, she loves
Dead. Don't be sad. She was finished life.
she loves him.
I'm sorry if I shocked you, but she is. My grandmother passed away last year at the age of 96.
She loves him so much.
My grandma was hilarious. Like, my whole family is very funny. My grandma was truly like one of the funniest, dry-witted people I know. So I went back, and you know, sometimes you feel like in life that things are pulling you, connecting you, etc. My grandmother and I, our birthdays are like a few days apart, and so we always felt like we're like two, connected people in the family. And I went home on one trip, went to South Africa. I was like, I have to go home, I have to see my grandma. Didn't tell anybody I was going home. Just went, popped back. And when I was home, I phoned my mom. And I was trying to beat around the bush because I was trying to surprise her. And I was like, hey, how's your day? What are you up to? She's like, what do you want? I was like, I just want to know how your day is. Like, what are you up to? And she's like, are you here? I was like, where's here? She's like, are you in South Africa? I'm like, yeah, I'm here. And she's like, you're lying. I said, no, I'm here. And she's like, I'm actually lying. And I was like, why? She's like, this is the craziest thing ever. Your grandmother, a few days ago, just started asking about you.
Ooh.
I'm like, what do you mean? So my grandmother was like completely coherent till the end. My mom says my gran woke up one day and she was like, I can feel Trevor. And my mom was like, she's on the way out. And my gran was just like, I can feel Trevor. I can feel Trevor. I can feel Trevor. And my mom was like, all right, let's wrap it up, okay? Some tea. Trevor's in America. And my grand's like, no, I can feel him. And so now my mom was telling me the story. She's like, this is wild. She's like, you have to come see her now. Just come see her. So I went and I saw my grandmother. And this is when like COVID was still like really raging. So I go see my gran. And so like I'm there, I'm like wearing a mask and all the windows are open and I'm not sure how I'm like, and my mom said surprise her, that's what my mom said. So she didn't tell my grandmother. So I get to the house, I go to my grandmother's room, she'd like sit on the bed and like watch TV and stuff. And then I like peeked in and then I was like, Gogo. And she turned and she's like, who's there? And I'm like, Gogo, it's me. And she's like, who? And I'm like, it's me. She's like, who? And then guys, like, I'm wearing like a little blue, like it's those little tiny shitty masks. It's like, I took off the mask, like, me. She's like, Trevor! Guys, there's no one in my family who looks like me. There's no one. It felt like that scene in like Batman. When like Batman's in bed and then the Joker comes and then like takes off the mask and the Batman's like, oh. It's like what you think was under, like you could see it's Joker, the whole my brain did that. So she's like, Trevor! And she's like, is that you? And he's like, it's me, Gogo. She's like, am I dead? And I was like, no, why would you be dead? Why would I be in, like, the afterlife? And she's like, I don't know, but I think I'm dead. And I'm like, you're not dead, I'm here, I'm alive and you're alive. She's like, oh, okay, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then we hung out, we chilled. And then like, my family makes jokes about everything. And then when I was leaving, I'm like, thanks, Gogo. I was like, it was really nice seeing you. She's like, oh, thank you so much. She's like, ooh, now I can die nicely. Oh, yes. And then I was like, Gogo, don't make jokes like that. She's like, oh, no, it's nice. It's nice. And she passed away like a few months later. Oh. She was like, no, but it's 96. Like, you're finished. Oh. You have completely finished life. She slept. She didn't wake up. Had a wonderful, it wasn't like ever like a long, sick, painful period or anything. Our family was really grateful, it was good, it was just like, And so now, like, because of what happened there, my asshole family. Every time I walk into a room now when I come home, every time I walk in, they'll be like, who's that?